try not to be short with your answers or your share. Because this isn't Clubhouse. This is satellite radio here. So any rules or anything that you're accustomed to, I know that may be like mind boggling, but I would like for your mic to stay on at all times. If there's any issues of feedback or something, I'll let you know. We can make some adjustments over here, but at the same time, I just want to go ahead and I figure why not do this, especially I see that we have who's in the club. So Leo's here, Francis is here. As I told you before, I'm not worried about who shows up in this room, who doesn't, because I have the YouTube, Facebook, and then I've got my listeners. So it's there. This is just a way of building continuity. It's I will have you when we do music or anything of music when it's related to you. We won't be in Clubhouse, as you know, due to PRO, which is performance organization rights. Cannot legally do it to be playing music on this app because there's no way to properly report it. But other than that, we're good to go.
Okay.
All right, here we go. Let's get started.
We don't play the social game. We are social. Power 98.5. You're listening to Power 98.5, powered by United Angels Dream, your #1 resource for public relations, entertainment, and multimedia. Contact them today at unitedangelsdream.com.
Hi, this is Dan Aykroyd. He's progressive. He's beautiful. He's thoughtful. He's intelligent. He's powerful. He's positive. He is Stephen Cuoco on Power 98.5 satellite radio.
Prepare yourself.
Okay, let's go.
Empowering listeners from the US to the UK. Live on air with Stephen Cuoco.
I've got the incredible, the songwriter, the recording artist, a name you will know about, not only just through this show. We are live in the Clubhouse. We are live on YouTube. We are live on Facebook. We are live all over the place. If you haven't downloaded the Power 98.5 satellite radio iOS or Android app, I really encourage you to do so. It's very important you always come direct to the place where everything and anything that's happening, from celebrities to sports to entertainment to business to everything that is really valuable in this world, because there are many valuable people that deserve attention. They deserve a voice and they deserve to be heard, which is the reason why I've got the one, the only, the songwriter, the recording artist, my sensational woman, my lady, my girl from Texas, Miss Mollie.
Hey,
Miss Mollie. How are you?
I'm doing good. Thank you for having me here this morning, Stephen. Appreciate it, y'all. As you mentioned, I am a South Texas songwriter and recording artist. I go by Mollie Blanco, based out of Corpus Christi, Texas.
So what's been up with you during this time of quarantine? What have you been producing, recording, writing?
What have I been writing? A good question. I've been working on a lot of new music since now that I'm venturing more out of my comfort zone, with more. I'm known down here for like the party and, rap, hard, hype music. And over time, you evolve. And I found, in collaboration with new producers, I've ventured into the pop side. So I'm now currently working on a pop album.
Can you share details of it, or is it kind of under the NDA, non-disclosure agreement aspect?
For the pop album, I can share, producers that I'm working with. It's Finger Made Studios. They're in San Antonio, Texas, and that's who I'm working with on my pop album. The more of my rap and the producing with me is in Corpus Christi, which is a recording studio. So I kind of got a little influence. I collaborate with everyone, and I'm a kind of a combination of all of South Texas.
Who's been your favorite artist to work with so far?
My favorite artist to work with has definitely would be my producer. I consider him an artist himself since, he does the beat production. So I would say my producer, Eric Tyler with Mollie Productions.
That's your brother, right? I remember you telling me.
Yeah, he's like my brother. Yeah, I hear he's like my brother. Motivator.
You and I had a great conversation last night, and where you motivated me is when you really come out of your comfort zone and you step out in a way that you are right now, you shine. You really, really shine.
I appreciate that. That's the goal is, to people from where I'm at, to have more of more of that confident feeling to take advantage of other opportunities available to them, and that look like me, and just kind of set the example. Even though I may feel, I told my friend, you're gonna start feeling a little uncomfortable when things start to change for you. So I'm trying to kind of make a path for that, set the example.
How do you feel about the exposure that's happening in your life right now? And you and I were both in the same clubhouse. We happened to be last night. And what happened with your CBD water? So did you send an email out? What's going on with that, right?
Okay. Yeah. Like as you mentioned last night in another room on this great app, like an amazing platform. It is changing lives, and I think it is giving us the option to like kind of do away with, like, I would say not gatekeepers, but like people that just try to regulate things and not only they don't allow real authentic stuff to come through and bridge those gaps where talent and like the resources you need access to or be familiar with to succeed in these business.
Are you happy with the results that you received from the feedback? I mean, you had 3 people that want to hear from you.
Yeah, 3 people definitely reached out to me and wanted to hear, more about, what we're doing down here. And that kind of just gave me a peace of mind that, 3 people did reach out just with that first attempt. Let me just take some time and make sure I cross all my T's down here and make sure everything's great and going ready to take it, to the next level. So that was kind of like a testing the waters for me, the Mollie water.
So share with everyone that's tuning in. I want to thank everyone for joining Mollie, Blanco, and I today live on air with Stephen Cuoco on Power 98.5. She's an incredible and very talented songwriter and recording artist out of Texas. Tell the listeners what happened that was so unexpected. And you knew it was difficult because they were shutting down the opportunity to raise your hand. Like it was they were cherry picking who they were going to bring up to the stage and to speak and to do a pitch. And with that, share with us your experience of, was it unexpected that you actually got through when you knew how difficult it was for me to get picked? And then where are you going to go from here when sending out your emails and your proposal as they requested?
Okay, yeah. So that's a good question because me and Nicole were just talking about that last night. We're like, how did I even get to stage to speak on the pitch? And when I entered the room, there was about 1,200 people in the room. So I was like, I told Nicole, yeah, definitely. I'm not sure what I'm doing in this room, but as soon as the little hand went up, I hit it, and I just ended up being the first person to go on stage that I, after listening into like about 4 or 5 of their pitches, and they put them back in the audience. So I was kind of like, this was my first attempt to even pitch, and what exactly do I want?
You nailed it. You nailed it. They were impressed. And I'm going to tell you, the one woman, she was a heavy hitter. I could tell. I went to her Instagram and just by the inflection and just the way that it wasn't so much with you that she was very warm with you. But my assessment is she would be a tough egg to crack. I just felt objectively that she was someone that wanted to find out what's hidden. What would this person be hiding? Are they keeping any secrets? She's a suspicious person is the best way to put it. And with you, you did something no one else in that room did, and she embraced you, completely embraced you without question. Did you notice that?
Yeah, I did. I was, I was super surprised, that she was interested, because a lot of them had questions that kind of gave me the feeling that, maybe this isn't what this is not a stage I need to be on right now. But then I just was honest with why I believe still in the product that I was pushing. And like I mentioned, it needs something to be available to everyone to have access to. And I guess you were there. It ended up being something they were intrigued by.
Mm-hmm. What plans do you have when it comes to music drops that I would like to go ahead and do something live? Because you and I already had this discussion. You've worked with some really, really heavy hitters, really great artists, but I want to make this all about you. And there are the 2 tracks that's currently there on Spotify. Are you inspired to go ahead and create something from our conversation, from what we discuss, to headline you and your talent?
Yeah, most definitely. I want to make sure I understand that question. So would you repeat that again?
Yeah. So in our conversation and share, you've spent a lot of time making it about other people.
Yeah.
Will
Okay.
you be willing, and are you willing, from what we talked about, to now come out with a song and then be like, Steven, I've got a surprise for you. I just wrote this. My brother from another mother produced it. Or will you play it? Would you like to at least take a chance, listen to it, give me feedback if you have any, and go ahead, and is this something that you would play live on the radio?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. That's something that I do have the ability to, create down here. So I do have the producer with that. Like I can be right there in studio and see that the actual producer is creating this, and be a part of the creative process and the whole experience. So and it'll be authentic. It's something that I was present and was a part of. And I think that the best collaborations in music are people you already have a relationship with, where you can sync. It's like you can go work with a better producer with all these platinum, records and stuff. But if you cannot connect, like on there's energy in music, you cannot connect with these, other artists, then it's just another song. It's nothing. I don't see it as a record, like it's not a record, something that I would like. The song Let's Go, for example, I've had it for like at least a year or two, but I never released the actual record because I wanted to give it a full, give my audience a full experience of what I actually visioned it of. And over time it evolved. And then I don't dance myself, but I went and got dancers for my visual, and and put a little piece of all the cool things about the music I appreciate, like the clothing line, the Deep Enough clothing line. I like fashion, so I had somebody customize an actual fit for me. And these are all people in the actual South Texas area. So I guess if you're asking me the question, would I just be able to focus on me on doing this one song on me? It's really a team of people that are always behind me, and they are okay with me being the face of us, and they back me up. They put their best work in to everything I do. So they understand that I'm just the face of this, and there's a lot of people that make who I am. They're part of what I'm doing.
So please come out with something fresh and brand new, something that we can go ahead and do a live drop on Power 98.5 satellite radio. And let's see exactly how you feel about the opportunity in not only being the face of it, but actually encompassing and embodying your identity. Make sense?
Okay. Absolutely, and I think that's something that I've actually looked to to evolve in this year, and make sure I have a fully understanding of that once I move forward. For what this year's been, how this year's been going, and how things are changing all around everything I do.
We've got Mollie Blanco live on air with Stephen Cuoco on Power 98.5. She is out of her studio is out of Corpus Christi, Texas. It's called Mollie Watt Productions. She is also the CEO of Mollie Watt Studios. So I've got my little notes here. And sometimes when I write my little notes, I tend to get all jibber scribble. And it's like, what the fuck did I just write?
It's okay. Yeah, I'm the co-CEO of Mollie Watt Productions, and I'm the vice president of Foreign Flavors. So those are the two, the vice president of Foreign Flavors, and I'm a songwriter here out of South Texas. I do a little bit of everything, I like to be a part, of the community of all areas, all the creators, all kinds there is. I even have a, shout out to my guy down there in the audience there. He's a graphic designer here in South Texas. So.
Well, next time what I'm going to do is I may just print out the introduction instead of writing my introduction down or my little notes. Boy, has my handwriting gotten sloppy. Every now when I don't have the right pen, it's like I could care less what my handwriting looks like. It's like you need that right pen that just feels really good in the hand.
I know what you mean. I don't write. I have terrible writing. Nicole's always saying, like, how do you even read that? So now we had to move all my songwriting over to my actual phone. So I'm no longer writing on actual paper, but I love it. And when I'm deep in thought and going through like a moment or a hard time, usually when I'm writing those kind of songs, I'll get the paper out, the notebook.
Let's say hello to Nikki Balenciaga. She there?
Yeah, she's here.
Hello.
Oh, hey, Nikki. Thanks for tuning in the other day when we were live in Leo's room. You were the one that gave that compliment, the smooth with all the hearts.
Good song. It was real smooth. It wasn't too aggressive. It was pretty chill. It gave like a whole vibe on its own. You know what I mean?
How do you feel about what's happening in Mollie's life right now and the exposure and a warmth and a welcoming of what's happening, not only in Clubhouse, but across the board?
She deserves it. Everything. She deserves it.
I bet you guys want to pop some bottles and have some good chocolate cheesecake or something to be like.
Some Mollie Waters and some cheesecake.
Mollie Waters and cheesecake. Those judges. What's that?
No, she just cracks me up. She does down here.
I infuse a lot of CBD and Delta 8 with different things. You know what I mean? Different edibles and stuff like that. So I try, to infuse CBD with like maybe cheesecake. So that sounds like maybe that'll be another thing that we come out with.
Cheesecake.
Were you listening last night when they were calling them sharks? When they were asking questions, the type of questions, and how Mollie was just on it. And I told her there were no gaps, there were no pauses. She was just so streamlined and they were speechless. Did you catch that?
No, I was cooking.
Oh.
Yeah, but when I came back, like everybody, she was getting the feedback from everybody already. So like I could tell like nobody was saying no, you know what I mean, or anything like that. So I knew it went well, just the look on her face. Even now, what's going on? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Well, she was talking to some heavy hitters. They were on their game. They weren't tripping her up. They weren't trying to trip her up. And I was very, very happy about that. Tell us more about the water, Mollie.
The Mollie water, it's called Mollie Water. Berry Splash. That's the flavor I have with Foreign Flavors. And our website's www.foreignflavors.com. It's a CBD infused beverage. It's a water solution. And I will be moving it over right now. It's currently in its demo stage. And I'm interested in, I'm currently moving it over into getting it to retail. So just got a new want to make people aware of what Molly Water is, and it's in collaboration with upcoming artists here in South Texas, more the underground scene. So allowing people to have, like you mentioned, providing a voice for those other artists that, have had a little bit more, have another way to get their music heard.
We've got a couple people in the clubhouse. I shared this with Leo that I wish I could have the phone and clubhouse at the same time. However, you cannot make phone calls. I cannot combine the both, and I'm going to do my best to try to figure that out, or have my engineer sort out how I can have both running at the same time. So I do see that we have a couple people in the clubhouse. If Francis or Leo or McMichael have any questions or want to share any thoughts about Molly, what she's doing, go ahead and I'll bring you on in. Wish I had the bell. Oh, here we go. I didn't have to go and play the what is that TV show?
I don't watch TV.
What's the one before Wheel? It's the one before Wheel of Fortune. Oh, shoot, Jeopardy. I would have played that Jeopardy.
The Jeopardy.
Yeah. Oh, Kat's in a building. Kat, you and I have got to have a conversation. Leo and Francis, take your mic off. This ain't the normal in clubhouse thing.
Oh, okay. I just wanted to make sure.
Yeah.
I did want to say, shout out to Molly, man. I really do like everything that she's doing. And you too, Steve. Steven, thank you for everything. Yeah, Molly, just keep it going. You are, I can tell by your Instagram and everything you've been producing, that you are a hardworking young lady ready to make it in the industry. So keep going, keep that same energy. We all feed off of it.
I appreciate that. Appreciate all the feedback, y'all. And I've been welcome on Clubhouse to other rooms and stages by y'all as moderators in different rooms. So thanks for allowing me to, get to building a actual, presence.
Francis, what's going on? I guess Francis is on silent. Where the heck are you, Francis? We always love the Gen Z's drops.
I forgot I actually turn off my mic because I'm in my computer and sometimes I'm getting a lot of notifications in my computer. But yeah, Molly, I was like checking out your stuff. I was like, yep, that's the girl. That's a girl. Molly. I mean, I want to know because you guys are like talking earlier about one of the rooms or talking about the Molly Water. How was that? How was it like literally? Because for me, looking at the back, just like listening, I was like, "Oh, how is this actually like going to pan out?" How was it for you as a creator and as an innovator, Molly? Like when you were thinking about doing the Molly Water, I guess you already knew how like it's gonna be perceived, but being in Clubhouse yesterday, having it pitched. How was it? How is it moving forward now that there are like few people who are interested?
Well, I'm still I guess like right now moving forward, it just kind of gave me the reassurance that what I'm doing right now is more of the direction like I should keep moving forward in. So I guess after, the whole COVID, the situation, we kind of felt like I think a lot of people just didn't know what they wanted to do or what to do next. And I feel like it kind of had me think for a while, what should I pursue? And two things I enjoy are, music. I know that heals people, and CBD, I believe in like the benefits that it has for like the healthcare and stuff like that. So I guess there's two things I'm passionate for that are healing. So the concept of foreign flavors, to collaborate the two, and then also make sure that, you have a say in like what our lineup is like for like what type of artists we allow on the lineup. You know, I know that they genuinely are believers in what we do, and it's not just like to exploit the whole CBD movement. And I think that's, you know, the more I get to make sure everything around the music and collaborating it with the CBD is authentic, you know, even if they're not the best, strongest like recording artists, it's about what they, or you know, they're still developing, or whatever stage they're at. I just have to know there's like that real feel, like the real reason, intent behind it. So we can always make, you know, better, like, you know, develop artists, but you can't make better people if people don't want to be better. So I want to make a say on, like, you know, good music can still be, you know, allowed to be what we promote in this product that has a movement that's that we believe in.
Yeah, that room last night, Francis, that Mollie and I, it was very serendipitous, happened to be in. It was like a Shark Tank, and the guy was referencing the other speakers as sharks, and she was really well received. It was, I'm going to be honest, no bullshit. It wasn't like they were doing that for everyone. There was at least skepticism, or someone wanted to bow out or not be involved or so, but she was the only one. And I'm not saying this because I love and respect who Mollie is and what she's doing. She was the only one across the board where it was very, very welcoming. It was very warm. Like, she owned the stage. And when I'm telling you the power of this young woman, the way that she came to the stage, and there were, let me know, Mollie, I believe, wasn't there like 6, 7 sharks reviewing you?
Yeah, like, I think at the moment there was only like 6, because one had to leave the room that we were in. So I think there was 6 or 7 of them. You're right.
Mm-hmm. And like I said, the one, she was looking for fault in everything. But with Mollie, when she was asked, are you in or you out? She was in.
Yeah, she was in.
And she was a tough one. Yeah, she was a tough one.
That's why I said, yeah, during my pitch, I was like, yeah, this isn't gonna, you know, at least I got on here and I, you know, I talked my shit. But, you know, but I wasn't sure what direction that was going to go in. And she was riding with it, though. So appreciate her.
Does Kat or JP or McMichael want to come up to the stage? Ah, JP, my man. Kat, yay. All right.
Hi, Steven.
Hey, baby.
What's up?
Hey. All right, I'm still, JP is now speaker.
On everyone.
Hi.
Hey, guys.
What's up? How's it going? You done today?
Well, it's going because you're here with us.
My guy. No, it's going because we're all here together.
I love how you and Leo, people correct me. Let me tell you something. I keep doing that, or inspiring me to be very inclusive. To share a golden nugget with you guys, I've spent 28 years making it about everyone else, making other people rich, making other people successful, having people, utilize information, making it their own trademark and stuff. And I have no regrets. I've been passionate about it, but I want to make it very clear. I am unapologetically, or I'm unapologetic, or I'm not going to apologize if I come across selfish, self-absorbed, or first. It's because I found balance. Because I've realized in business, in any career, especially in the entertainment career, is if you don't own it and let people know that you are confident enough for them to trust you, to hand you over the keys to their kingdom, you're not going to fucking get it. So I'm going to tell you, if I put myself first, when I said, to Kat, or Leo, when Francis was sharing those golden bits about Amazon Live, I belong on there. And I remember Leo, love you. He said, we all belong in there. You will always find that I'm going to reference myself, that I'm ready to be highlighted. I'm going to be 47 in April, and I'm going to tell you, the older you get, the less time you have. And in this time in my life and through my experiences, I am not going to apologize by letting people know that I'm first. I deserve to be first. And when you put me first, I will fucking make sure you're first. Because anybody who knows me and knows my name, I'm great at making you top priority. But what I am ending and have stopped is making other people top priority when I'm not top priority with them. And I hope that makes
Steven,
it loud and
I'm
clear.
giving you a virtual hug, my guy.
I'm actually gonna second that. It's gonna be a virtual group hug.
I like it.
Oh, damn, all the love out here. I'm
Much
loving it.
love.
Starting the day off right.
This is how you get it done.
So, Kat, when I say that, I'm saying that I'm confident enough to and respect you enough to say that I'm willing to be vulnerable to work with you and be part of your production, because it is difficult for me to be seen. In public relations, and as you guys know, everything, and JP, you're very familiar with this. You've got years in it. It's all coerced. Everything's smoke and mirrors out there. The media, the photos that they use, the content that they use. I've been doing PR for 28 years. It is my job to make sure to protect your image. In image representation and management is to make sure to control the narrative, to have others see you the way you or we as a team want them to see you. There is no where JP can go out and smoke a blunt and be in a strip club and slap a couple women's asses and, whatever else, and have them give him a lap dance.
That ain't me, though.
That ain't you, but there is no way someone would, like a representative or someone, or I would be like, JP, you better not do that. You're coming out with a new track. You know what, JP, we need to get you on Fox and CBS. If their research team, their team is just going to go out and they're going to go to your social media first. And if they find that, you won't get Fox or CBS. So everything, I'm just going to be very transparent and non-apologetic about this. And this does not mean I'm a Trump supporter, but when Trump says fake news, he is absolutely correct. Everything in media is coerced, controlled, dictated, and manipulated. And anybody who says it's not, I'm going to tell you, Cinderella is real. Her fairy godmother is real. I live in a multi-million-dollar house. I drive a Bentley. And you know what? I've got 5 sugar daddies that have my retirement set up, and I don't have to fuck them for their money. Okay?
Steven, I completely believe you. Just a little something that when I really hit bottom and I found this out. So last time what was it? So You Can Dance. Yeah. I auditioned and I got the golden buzzer. I got the golden ticket to go to Vegas. And guess what? When I went to the final phase before they gave me my ticket to go to Vegas, they told me to write my bio. And they told me that my bio was not sad enough, that my story was not sad enough. And you know why I didn't go on the show? Because I turned them down. I said, if I can't tell people who I am for reals, I don't want to be part of this shit. And that's why I turned it down. I'd rather choose my own legitimate story versus the fame. Yep. And that's a fact.
Yeah, and definitely for that. I can relate to that. It feels like, if I went through the trial and error of it, I can know what I have and what the knowledge I have is from actual experience. That's the only thing I can speak from is experience.
Thank you for that, JP. That's real transparency. And I don't know if that was easy for you to share or not.
Thank you.
I honestly, I want people to be aware of it because a lot of dancers, that's their dream. But honestly, it's a big letdown when you get to the point and you're like, damn, this is what fame is, a script. They told me, can we write you a story? I said, no, absolutely not. And it was a letdown. But you know what? At the end of the day, I felt good leaving out of there without a fake story.
Mm-hmm.
I definitely have to. Sorry about that, Steven.
No, go.
Yeah, I definitely have to agree with that. And JP, just to piggyback on that, now you know why I started my own film production. I'm not going through the Hollywood way. Especially if they want to change like who I am or anything like that. I'm building my own opportunity, and that's when I came. We started the hashtag.
Make sure you finish your sentence, Leo, before you click that mic real quick. Listen, we are not in the normal club room sequence here. We are live on air with Stephen Cuoco, with Mollie Blanco. All right, songwriter and recording artist. This is a live satellite radio show that's happening right now. We are just also plugged into Clubhouse. We are plugged in on YouTube. We are plugged into Facebook Live. So I'm not wanting you to change things up. Just make sure that everything that you say is finished before you quickly mute yourself. And just know that the way you are accustomed in the normal Clubhouse is not the way it is here. Remember, brand this in your mind. When you are on air with me, we are in radio. What I love about this and in Clubhouse is instead of having 1, 2, 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 different phone lines, I can plug into Clubhouse. And now we've got 10 people in a room who's all 10 of them, their voices matter. They can ask questions, raise their hand, whatever. We are highlighting Mollie Blanco, once again, songwriter, recording artist out of Texas. And yes, she's a celebrity of today, but we're all celebrities of today. But it's just in a reference that Mollie's taking center stage. You guys are more than welcome to drop those gems. But remember, when you see Stephen Cuoco live on air, Power 98.5, we are running radio, satellite radio. And it is on record that I am the first and only public relations representative not to launch a satellite radio that's gone syndicated, but now to be inclusive while including Clubhouse. So this ain't no podcast. It's nothing else. This is something I'm very excited about. Leo was very helpful to do a test run the other night in his room. And Leo, if you want to drop some gems about that and what you're doing in the Latin community and in the film community, by all means. But just to let everyone know that Mollie is the centerpiece, the beautiful centerpiece of today's topic and conversation. But if anyone has anything to share, any questions for Mollie, or if there's something that you would like to bring to the table where you're relating to our conversation of what we're all discussing, where this is going, and or what's happening with Mollie and her CBD infused beverage cocktails, however you choose to reference it. Let's do it. So if Jaquan, Vaughn, Kevin want to come on up, raise your hand, come on in. You're more than welcome. I would like to go ahead and move to McMichael. Good afternoon.
How's it going?
I'm doing awesome, my friend. Tell us who you are and what are you getting out of all this? Are you getting out of all this? Do you have a question for Mollie? Anything at all of golden tips or gems that you would like to inspire her by or find out her tricks and secrets in a business?
My name is McMichael. I'm out of Texas as well. I'm a graphic designer, artist. I do logos. I'm just here to support Mollie. She's been dope for a whole minute. I've been following her since she was a Pip girl. So this is dope, trying to see her journey and what she's been doing. I love all this. It's great. So keep doing your thing, Mollie.
Appreciate you. Thank you.
And I've got something for that. While you guys are tapping your little mics, for you, Mollie. How do you like that shit? Anyone else have anything to share or to include? Mollie? Yeah, go right ahead.
I have a question, Mollie.
Yes.
So what was your inspiration to like get into the whole music industry and all of that? I always like hearing the backstories.
Backstories? Okay. Well, I guess the backstory is, I kind of would say I'll be a pain-driven artist. I kind of just like used to just write lyrics, just poetry. Really, it started with poetry, and then I got into like the whole hip hop vibe of it because poetry is real easy to turn to hip hop music. So over time, you know, that's just like was my way of my confidence mainly, because I'm real I guess you could say like shyish in person, but when you hear my music, it's like you wouldn't expect that that music came from me, you know, that that came out of my body, like the voice. So that's how I've always kind of really expressed myself, and put these other personas um into like a form where it can exist to my actual audience, if that makes sense. So I guess they're just different versions of me. I went, you know, I had my phase of rap, hype, angry music. You know, like it was just a different stage of like my writer, and then you know, then I had like a singer type vibe, a R&B vibe. You know, that was when I was heartbroken. You know, me and Nick were going through some things, and you know, I made the best music I ever made. You know, best songs I'm most like proud of come from like something I was going through, and in the songs I'm real like detailed on, you know, the events that occurred in that time. Like I've my music has to be you know, inspired. Like it always comes from when I'm upset or when I'm going through something, and that's really how I relate my music to like pain or like emotions. So that's what I got into. I ended up being, I guess, decent enough for people to like listen to me, that whenever I actually went on the local scene, while I was in San Antonio, Texas, I quickly, like, people like were fans already of mine. So I had a lot of support. I was the only female artist that would go on the local scene in San Antonio at that time, which was like, say, about 4 years ago. When I first started, I would just go out there with the acapella beat and just rap it like live. And the energy was so raw. I think that's what made people connect with me on the local scene. And it was this song called Mollie, right? So I made this song, and I don't know if I forgot. Steven, is it okay to use profanity on
You
this?
are
Or?
absolutely fine to express yourself freely. This is not FM. This is satellite, baby.
Okay, so yeah, you know, just in respect, just want to make sure I keep it respectful too.
I'm glad
But
you
the song
asked.
was called Molly. You know, the song was called Molly Wop That Hoe, right? So I would be on the local scene, and I was this little Mexican, right, 4'11" in height. Uh, this little Mexican comes out with this song, just like Molly Wop That Hoe, Molly Wop That Hoe. When a bitch talk shit, like it was just so hype, and I was so small, so I guess the energy that I fed off, like I got from the local scene at that level, was like I kind of just got hooked on it. So from there, I just kind of like went to Corpus Christi. I met up with my friend, you know, Eric Tyler, the producer of Mollywop Productions, and I said, hey, you know, like we met through a party, and I just like, he wasn't even a producer yet. He didn't even have the idea of being a producer yet. But I was like, yeah, I'm gonna need a producer because I'm gonna start rapping, like on my own. Like, let's start making a song. Let's start making a studio. So I claimed my taxes that that actual like that year, following year, and we went and bought all this studio equipment from Guitar Center, and we set up like this little studio in my closet. And from there, just like, you know, we turned that into an actual recording studio in Corpus Christi that's now like has its own, you know, we have advertisement of like at the bus stops, it says Mollywop Productions. You know, there's a recording studio. You know, it's grown from where, coming from just like the closet. And then I kind of just chase everything the same way. So that's what I do. That's how my music journey came about.
Just to let everyone know, we are live on air with Stephen Cuoco on Power 98.5 Satellite Radio. Our special guest for today is the one and only Mollie Blanco. And we've got some comments on Facebook Live here. Nikki motherfucking Balenciaga. She tagged in Don Magic, and she said, get it. Don Magic said, nice. And he also said, Molly wop that hoe with a couple fist pumps.
Nice.
Don Magic, that's my partner there too. That's Foreign Flavors. So y'all go and make sure and follow him too. Shout out to the squad, Nick Balenciaga. Hey, babe.
Well, she's got that motherfucking in between her name. It's Nikki motherfucking Balenciaga.
Yeah, it's Nick motherfucking Balenciaga.
I love how she said it. So
You said it better than I do. It's sexy too, the way you say it, Molly.
Yeah, I got you out of practice. She's the one that keeps me like, Nick who keeps me looking good, like who keeps my confidence, right? Lets me know I'm that bitch, so that I can go do these things and not, give me that confidence. Your partner is really important in whatever you do, and they support you. If you have the same interests, the same wants, that stuff, you get through all the bullshit and you do things, you make some shape.
Molly, I have a question for you.
Yes.
What are your now? What direction do you want to take right now for music, especially in rap? Especially, I don't know if you've heard about Hamilton. Like rap have transcended even onto Broadway, even in the Heights and in Hamilton. Where do you want to take your direction towards rap music and your own music?
I mean, I guess I would love to like just take my music anywhere music hasn't been yet. Like, where like kind of just venture out and make new ways of like maybe even put my music on films. That's probably like the next step I was gonna go about. I was trying to do that through United Masters originally. So yeah, just maybe like move, get my music out to, through reach an audience that isn't available before that is now. Like, so maybe possibly get like my music into films or just you know keep evolving. I think right now I'm in this still like this artist like I'm still like an artist that's being developed, even though I've been doing it for some time. I think my next step was learning how to dance. I'm not and like how to like move feel more comfortable with like my acting and stuff, so when I shoot my music videos I don't feel nervous, or I want to like just make myself a better performer overall. So things like that would be dope to be involved with, like with Broadway. And one of my producers, he actually has a brother that's involved with Broadway. Fingers, that was nominated for a Tony Award. So I got people that love that love that kind of stuff. So absolutely, I can find someone, I know passionate people involved in that already. So I'm down for Broadway too. Whatever I can help, that would be so dope.
Yeah, Molly, I just wanted to say you do have my information, and I am currently during pre-production for a Crump movie that we have going on. And for those that don't know, Crump is basically a form of dance. So yeah, we already have our information, and I'll definitely be reaching out so I can help you expand.
Okay, absolutely appreciate that, Leo.
I just want to commend you just for, taking. So I manage actors, and I know they're artists. I feel like music artists, actors, even like artists, like actual artists are just, I have so much respect for that, because I know it's not easy. So I truly commend you and applaud you for what you're doing and putting yourself out there. It's a journey, but everyone has their own journey, and it doesn't happen overnight. So I love how passionate and resistant actors and artists are.
Yeah, absolutely. I appreciate you taking the time to say that. I think like you're absolutely right. People give up really quickly on their dream or anything they have passion about, because they don't understand that these things don't happen overnight. And even from here forward, I have a long journey ahead of me. I have a very long journey ahead of me. But I just, at least if I'm able to get insight from people that have got some miles ahead of me, can say, hey, like this is these little like you can avoid this by this. Those little that little knowledge goes a long way.
100%.
So I'm good with knowledge. I know what to do with knowledge. Information is like how I've maneuvered around, like how I do. Even though I'm not always as confident, I think now, like, I'm just feeling like I have to take on the initiative because someone got to do it. Nobody's doing it down here.
I love that. I really love that. And I think it's true. I think a lot of what I find my clients doing is they compare themselves to like another actor or like their journey and their progress. Like, you know, they'll say, hey, like, how come he has more auditions than me? Or like, how come has these roles? And like, I just think it's not a competition. Like artists need to know that it's really not a competition. You're competing with yourself, honestly. And like I said, like everybody has their own story, their own journey, their own progress. And once people like click into that, it's like, okay, let me focus on this. Like, let me focus on me instead of giving that attention to everyone else around them and what they're doing. So I love that.
Absolutely. So yeah, you know that right now I feel like where I'm at with that is that I want to be a better performer. You know, how can I be a better performer for this sound that I have? How can I make sure that I'm good all around? So I want to, like, you know, improve in like my stage presence. You know, I want to improve in, like, you know, how I make when I'm filming my music videos. It looks real natural, you know. I want everything to feel natural and comfortable. So that's where I'm at with building myself. So yeah, 2021's about a better me.
I love it. Congrats.
Thank you, guys.
Mollie, this is how you're having all of us feel right now.
Yes. I love the birds in your background, Mollie. I hear like the chirping birds. It's so like peaceful.
It is, yeah. I tell you, I had the door open and it's raining, so you know the little birds. I think they got a nest over here somewhere, and I can just hear them chirping. It's raining. It feels cool, like a good weather. It's not humid, so it feels fresh. I like it. It's a good rainy little afternoon.
Does anyone else have any questions? Anything that they would like to share at all, or to ask Mollie?
Can I just say for the both of you, Steven, Mollie, like what you guys are doing right now, thank you. I mean, especially coming from an Asian immigrant, like even Leo, Kat, Michael, JP, everyone in here. I just stumbled into Clubhouse, and then you guys have been like put me up right even the other night as well. Not only for me, but someone like Molly and everyone and every artist a spot to actually not only be heard, be represented, and also to have a time for themselves and to also showcase themselves even beyond in the regular medium of social media, of the mainstream media, but even right now on Clubhouse. So yeah, thank you.
Absolutely.
Thank you for sharing that. Thank you to everyone who's joined Mollie and I live on air with Stephen Cuoco on Power 98.5 satellite radio. We are also live on YouTube, Facebook, and in the Clubhouse with amazing people, talented people that are really changing things up in a world right now that we so desperately need. And I'm very, very happy to witness this self-empowerment, the strength that is within, especially the younger generation, millennials and Gen Z. You guys are shaping the world. And really, no one has anything to bitch and complain about unless you're doing something to have resolve. And I've said this before and I've said it again. In order for everyone to be one nation or to even be one, to come together, not one person, one group, or one minority should suffer. If one person, one group, or one minority is suffering, someone's fucking up and they're thinking about themselves and they know better. So within the changes that we're having, especially in 2021, look who is staying in their own lane for themselves and who claim to be inclusive, because inclusive does form its partnership, no matter how the tone or the narrative or the dialogue or the speech may be. In business, it's called and known as meeting of the minds. And you will find your like-minded people that have meeting of the minds and will want it. And those that don't will make it very clear when it comes to separation. So as someone who's going to be 47 in April, and Mollie said I look 32, and I want to thank you for that, Mollie.
You're welcome. You
do.
I want to say that I've been looking forward to this moment my entire life. As someone who is Italian, Sicilian, Puerto Rican, and Brazilian, it was very difficult for me coming from a generation born in 1974 and growing up. You were murdered if you were gay. You were attacked if you were biracial. And this has nothing to do with race, because I don't pull any card. It's about people. And my whole point of it is we live in a day and age where people have permission to be themselves. And I encourage everyone to embrace the self-confidence and self-empowerment you so desperately deserve to have. And if it comes across being selfish or self-absorbed, it's called self-care. But even myself, in my confidence, is confused at times for selfishness. But as I expressed before, you will know my true intentions, because I'm going to tell you right away whether it's going to be team, we're going to have team effort here, or if it's going to be all about Steven. And it's okay if there are going to be times where it's all about you. It's called self-care. But if you stay there too long and not think about how you can benefit others and inspire others, consider to yourself and ask yourself why. And if you know that you really want to be part of a community and part of someone else, come on out. Come out of your shell. Come out of hiding. Come out of being recluse, whatever it may be. Because everyone has a purpose here in this world. Everyone deserves to be and to feel fulfilled that they're here for a reason.
Absolutely. I agree. I can relate to that a lot because, you know, I myself am a first generation. My mother's from Mexico. So I'm first generation of Americans in my family. So and a lot of my background is my family's worked always as migrant workers. So agriculture is like a big thing. I guess in my history, because everyone I know, my grandma, my grandpa, they worked in the fields. So guess that's where I get the idea of the hemp stuff. Um, and just I feel like the confidence to go do things really starts with your family. If you and being Mexican, American, you got the theos that think it's funny if you dream big, or you think you really don't have that support because no one ever's really done it around you either. There's not nobody that looks like me down here that's done game changing things. So you don't really have guidance. So I feel like I guess I'm just tired of waiting for things to happen. And I've already, I got people that I believe in, that I think gotta be heard too. And they got something to contribute to what this vision of this music and everything I do down here is to what's how it's supposed to be and how it should be, because there's good music, there's good artists out here. So I'm driven. I want to be something too, in my family, that the first Mexicans can dream of doing things. We do make good music. Mexicans can make good music. Mexicans can make good art. We're a great artists. We have a lot to contribute, and I think a lot our time in the history of music, it seems like it's real. There's no it's not here. It's not highlighted or nothing. So there's not a lot of representations of Mexican American recording artists or music artists, because there it's where in Texas we kind of like look towards the LA scene, and that's not what the music is like down here for Latinos. So I want to make sure that they know Latinos rap like this in Texas. You know, I want to show how our diverse sound is down here. You know, we're pretty. There's some pretty badasses down here.
That's for you, Molly. I want to thank Jennifer and Vino Beats and Jerry for joining us today. Vaughn, Jaquan, Jennifer, Vino, Jerry, if you have any questions for Molly, she is a songwriter and recording artist. We are live on air with Stephen Cuoco on Power 98.5 satellite radio. We are including into the show Clubhouse, where we've got incredible people. So if you got any questions, for Molly, if you have anything you'd like to share, raise your hand. We'll bring you up in. Once again, you are live on satellite radio. Does anybody have anything else to include before we close out today's show? All right. So I've got something.
Sorry.
No, here, this is what I was going to do. That's where we were leading into. I'm not used to crickets. Go ahead, Leo.
The birds were chirping.
Was it Leo?
Yeah, I was just gonna ask Molly, what is your next goal? Like, what do you have on your plate that you're working on? And yeah, what's your 2021 goal?
My 2021 goal is to get a complete project out. And that's gonna be like my album. It's gonna be a pop album, and maybe like I said, become a better performer and get some more visuals out, get more visual content out for myself.
Nice. Thank you for.
Anyone else have anything to share or to ask Molly or me, or anything that you just would like to offer of words of wisdom, a quote, something good that's happened to you today? JP, something definitely has had to happen good for you today. No, we're done, Molly?
Yeah, I think we're done. I think we could wrap this one up, huh?
Yep, let's see. What's this? Oh, Vino? Hold on. Vino wants to come in the room. There you go, Vino. Good afternoon, Vino. You are live on air with Stephen Cuoco with Mollie Blanco on Power 98.5 satellite radio.
What's up, Stephen? Just wanted to check in. I'm just tapping in. Love the vibes, man.
Thank you for sharing. Molly,
thank you for sharing.
Let everyone know the golden gems. Where can they find you? Tell them about your website for the CBD water. For you, if anyone needs any music, writing, producing.
Okay. Yeah. Thanks. Appreciate it again, Steven, for allowing to have me on the show today. Guys, if you want to follow me, you can follow me on Instagram at Mollie Blanco. YouTube me, Mollie Blanco, also to check out my new visual, Let's Go, produced by Mollie Watt Productions, and at www.foreignflavors.com, you can purchase your Mollie water today.
Nikki Balenciaga, thank you for sharing. Don Magic, thank you for joining us today on YouTube Live. Thank you to all the listeners who've joined in on Alexa, the Power 98.5 satellite radio app, and as well as YouTube. How do you feel, Molly?
I feel good.
Yeah.
Feel good. I'm looking at some things I'm going to be taking care of later today. But thanks, guys, for taking the time to talk with me today and give me some insight. Appreciate y'all, everybody.
You're welcome. And if you heard that, that's Alexa. You can't even say her. Hold on, I got to unplug her because she'll just keep flapping. Sometimes Alexa likes to act possessed. and Kat's gone. Leo, can my schedule is a bit light today. If you can have your lovely wife give me a call. And also to ask you, Leo, have you guys ever heard of Roberto Duran or Robert Duran, the professional boxer?
Yes, Robert Duran Jr.
Yeah, so Robert Duran, well, his father is the he's the son of Robert Duran, the icon in boxing. So I had a conversation with Robert Duran Jr. after our interview yesterday. And I told him about you and your wife and your production company. And he actually shared with me that he would like to get into film. And so if you guys would like to Google him or take a look at his information, he's ready to be part of any projects that you guys have going on. I know that you are more Latin diverse based. He's Latin as well. But at the same time, if there's anything I can set it up, let me know, and we can go forward from there.
Yeah, for sure. I will definitely talk to my wife as soon as I go into the room because I'm in the office working. You know how it is. And yeah, definitely. Thank you for that. I'll reach out.
Awesome. Thank you to everyone who's joined us today on Facebook Live, YouTube Live, in the Clubhouse, and on Power 98.5 website, Alexa, and the iOS and Android app. We love you very much. Mollie, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And I'm proud of you, girl.
Appreciate you, Steven. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you. And have the best Wednesday ever. And do you hear those birds in the background? Because Mollie's got us feeling like we're in the Caribbean or something.
Yes, there's birds in the background.
Friend us on your socials and let's connect.
We are officially off the live.